for sharing those photos of the wedding with me. Got some killer shots in there, my friend.
Yeah, we're on stream. But yes, I appreciate.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we can talk about that on stream. That's not what I meant. Just a
okay,
second.
awesome.
one, one sec, guys. I just
Well,
have to figure one thing out. What up? You can manage chat while I do this. I'm gonna turn off our visuals really fast.
what up, Odin? Always here early.
Oh man, did I get rid of something on accident? I hope not. Oh yeah, I never finished the alert thing.
Oh, I love how big it is that it cuts off everything.
Yeah, let me see if I can do this. Edit. It's so massive.
Did you do that just for your own
Dude,
little
I just
shtick?
messed it up. Whatever I did, I messed it up. And I didn't mean
I
to.
think it was perfect.
I'm just gonna leave it.
Do it. You won't.
I'm doing it. Alright, one second.
You're
The
wrong.
top monitor. Okay. I'm gonna pull this up.
Hello, Tom.
Falcon?
Emma, what's good?
Oh, Tom Stokes.
Tom Stokes.
Let's go. Yo, yeah, Steve's busy this week, / we did it on a Monday, so Steve's not here. It's our
What's
fault.
up, guys?
What up, Kelly? What up, Sky?
I see you in there, Jeremy.
I feel like we haven't had Sky in a while.
No, we haven't. Where are you hiding?
Yeah, what's
from
going
us?
on? What's going on? Okay, and then Twitch. I can just see the chat in here. I don't need to pull up the thing. Okay, cool. And then we'll get rid of this so my computer doesn't lag. We'll turn
I
us
am
back.
sadly not in memory of Steve. I'll be drinking Gatorade fused with whiskey tonight.
Yes. Yeah, I wonder what Steve's up to right now. What up, Kurt? What's up, guys? We're excited. We're here on a Monday. How's that for everybody? I hope that's chill. I don't know.
Hey, Marissa.
Marissa's here. Marissa, you want to be on? Is no Steve, but it'll do, I guess. Dude, Marissa's the funniest. She's so quick and witty, but super funny too.
She's on top of it every time, always roasting me in the nicest way.
Bryn, thank you for the sub. I see that. What up? Also, welcome. What up, Emma? Monday's cool. Yo, I'm gonna start streaming more often. What up, Parker? Yes.
Parker's here, my
Yeah.
dude. Let's go.
All the mods. Yeah, Parker, I gotta email you back. I'm sorry, but dude, I'm just like, I like that we're so busy. We kind of have to play catch up. It's nice. We're gonna get on top of it this week. We're about to. But actually, Connor, how long are you with us for?
How long am I with us for? In terms of like.
How long
well,
are you gonna
I'm
be
here
on?
for, like, next 3 streams, y'all. So be prepared to see my goofy face on the next few of these.
Yeah. All right.
And get rid of me.
And Connor, how'd you find Lindsey?
I like the artist Lights. My girlfriend also really digs Lights, and I think I didn't meet her at a show, but I saw her shooting
Yeah.
at a Red Rock show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I just went on Instagram, was looking for artists, and I saw that she was tagging one. I'm like, yo, this girl's sick, and I really loved her work with Lights. So I was like, why not get her on?
Yes. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm excited. I like, for what it's worth, guys. So when this first started, I did everything. I scheduled it. I did it, and that's why I was all my friends at the beginning. So I was like, okay, I can't spend a lot of time researching people. But now, Connor has actually been with me. When did we start working together? I don't remember. At the beginning.
I got a badge for like 5 months.
But like,
Twitch, so it's like,
did we meet on Twitch? Yeah.
no, well, originally how I met you, or like how we started working together.
The latter.
I met. Well, you hit me up after Maddie's Twitch stream with you. But originally, I just was sending you thank you notes when I bought your magazines. And that's how like that line of dialogue started.
Okay, cool. Well, regardless, over time, now Connor's now taken over and pretty much does everything. And I think we're welcoming. We'll figure it out next week once it's all solidified. But Connor's welcoming somebody else to the team that he's picked out. So, and then yeah, and we. Connor, we should talk about. So yeah, thank you, Connor, for everything. So Connor found Lindsey. Connor scheduled everything. This is all him. I'm just here to hang out and host. But
very modest, man. Very modest.
You know, I text Lindsey a creeper photo. She text. That's creepy. That's funny though. I started a gas station on Saturday. Oh, you saw lights at a gas station on Saturday?
Either one is pretty killer in my opinion.
Yeah, that's cool. That's so random.
I met a guy yesterday when I was shooting the wedding who met Steve Aoki when he was here in Denver, just walking around Red Rocks, and like that's not
He was just
just your
hanging out
average human
there.
being. Yeah, just hanging out doing his like slob squat. I'm like, all right, that's casual.
That's funny.
I wish I could meet Steve Aoki like that.
What was I gonna say? Parker. That's funny, Parker. What was I gonna say? But also, if you guys want, we'll eventually get Bryn on here again soon. I know that they're doing. They've been consistent though. Yo, somehow, Connor, we're on like week 7 of the photographer challenge.
That's so cool.
Isn't that crazy? Or something?
It goes by so fast.
What the hell is happening? And we're almost at half a year of raw editing challenge.
First off, props to you for running raw editing challenge so well, and Bryn for just crushing it on the photo challenge.
Yeah,
I feel bad that I don't comment. I don't comment as much as I like, but I see everyone's work on there, and like,
yeah,
it's inspiring. Like some of the like ordinary things people make look dope is,
yeah, it's super good. Yeah, it does feel like May. I think like so basically we have a weekly raw editing challenge. We have weekly editing. We have weekly photography. We'll start getting more stuff, but it's nice to have like those things we can all do together every week. And
yeah, it's just building that community.
It's all good.
And, like seeing our friends.
Yeah, and then we got the Discord if you guys need help in between or whatever. So it's cool.
I see what you're talking.
Yeah, we'll keep doing it.
No, never be sorry.
Yeah, your normie job has been insane, but I can't believe. Yeah, well, great. Don't worry about slacking on challenges, guys. If you can't do the challenge, just like hit people up and say good job. Like we've got a nice little small community, and we'll keep growing it slowly, and it'll just be good with the best people, So
there's no excuses for Parker. Parker, you're not allowed to be slacking. What are you doing? Come on, get your life together, dude.
My tea kind of smells too much like the ocean. You ever get that?
I get that. Is that green tea or what are we drinking, my friend?
Yeah, green tea, but the powder. What's it called?
Matcha?
Yeah, matcha. Just straight matcha. What up, Eva? What up, Sky? Dude, Sky, we're doing great. I'm here with Connor on a Monday.
We're just vibing.
Connor on a Monday is a good time. You love us all. Yeah. Love to everybody in the chat. Like, this is good vibes. What up, Nate?
This is like these are all the OG people. Oh, Nate's here. Let's go. Nate, you're late. If anyone has not seen Nate's latest post on what is that, a new album cover for somebody, it's pretty killer. Would recommend to look at it.
There we go. Why did you just now find out I have a Twitch? Hannibal's dinner plate.
That's a great name.
Yeah. Welcome and thanks for following. I don't know, because like the Twitch, honestly, I promote it a little bit, but mostly we just keep it organic and we just kind of hang. It's our little, it's our little corner of the world. So
hey, we carved it out.
Yeah, we carved it out slowly but surely.
And it's growing. I mean, look at the Discord, how many people are active on it. I mean, it's just so cool to see.
Yeah, Discord's good. I admit I've been removed from everything. Like between moving, shooting, and organizing my new place, like I just feel like this is like I'm so happy and thankful for you and Bryn to keep everything going, consistently.
You set it up that way, so I mean, good for you for being top of the life. Yeah, and then right? Going on like a nonstop moving life.
Dude, I know. I can't believe that. I'm so happy.
Are you on tour, dude?
Yeah, I'm on tour. I'm so happy to have a place now and just have it. What up? I always forget. Savannah. I always forget their name. Sierra. I forget your real name. What is it again? I need to remember this stuff.
Remind us. We're awful at names.
Yo, Nate and Odin just come on here probably and talk, but they're all still probably texting each other. They're like friends and they just talk on here.
I kind of like to think that they live right next door to one another and just, chill with each other every other day.
Yeah, they just edit photographs together. It's probably
that wouldn't be a bad life. No. Living next to a homie and you just edit photos all day? I mean, kind of the life, Adam.
Dude, I shot a wedding this weekend, guys, and I have 3,100 images to go through, and it's not like a concert where... What up, Tom E. Edmonds? Thanks for joining the party. Sorry about my alerts, they're off, but Welcome.
Thank you, Parker
Welcome
Phil,
to
for
Alien.
sticking in the sub.
Alex's wedding was great. That was 2 weekends ago. This weekend I shot my friend Danny's wedding, and oh my god, I have to edit like 800 of the photos. I think, Connor. It's gonna be a lot.
Do you think is there such thing as overshooting for a wedding or not?
Svenja. Probably not, because every moment's important at a wedding. What about when you shot weddings? How much do you usually have to edit? How long does it?
So, I usually shoot between like 1,200 and 1,500. But yesterday, Saturday shoot was a little different because the guy just wanted like detailed shots and like candid. So I only shot like 500. He said be really reserved on them. So and
That's
also
great.
I was really happy about it, but I'm a little bummed that the couple did not want anything posted anywhere. So those photos are kind of lost to the nether at this point.
Yeah, and
okay.
Similar to that, like I can't stream people's wedding shoots because it's just not my information to release. To be honest, I can stream my own stuff, but if it's like a wedding thing, I just can't like. Especially since these people are like people who's not. Oh, is that my girlfriend, my gardener? It didn't say it. Why isn't their name showing up down here? It's supposed to show up on the bottom. Is it not working? Oh, Christian just subscribed. Danny Warsnap. What up, Danny?
Everybody as well.
Danny's here. That's Danny from Asking Alexandria. I don't know if you got still.
Welcome, Danny.
What's going on? Does somebody just like do something where everybody's now?
Parker just gifted a lot of subs. We're having good times and.
Thanks for the sub gifts. That's great.
Now he's number 1. Look at you go, Parker, coming back after not being here for a little bit. This is a nice entryway.
You guys, look at the size of my alert. It makes no sense.
You can't read it.
It's so big. Oh man. Well, yeah, this is cool. Thanks for. I can't see the sub thing because I have it set up. So thanks for communicating that. But I should make it so we can see. These people's names are too long. Veronica, what is going on? I'm just kidding. Oh, Lindsay, yeah, there we go. Got some support. Connor, hold it down. I need to run to the restroom.
I got it. No worries. Let me check. Yeah, you're good. Don't make any inappropriate noises at him. Hey guys, it's just me today. How we all doing? Put Steve emote in chat if you miss him. I can't take. Marissa, you know you can tag me. My goodness. Odin, you know I'm not about that shower shoes life, bro. I don't mind getting a little dirty feet in the shower. It's gonna clean off at some point. Bren, please give me 2 more seconds and you can put the band hammer on me. I'm not even ready for that kind of life yet. Jeremy, this is the most stressful job I've ever had in my life as I'm drinking stress-relieving tea. I need to get this main line into me. No results found. Don't know what to do for you there. Yeah, we missed Steve, but it's okay. And I'll shave my head. If we get enough subscriber guys, I'll shave my head. But, let's get that hype train going and this might be gone.
What happened? What'd I miss?
So everyone's leaving. They said worst host ever, and I said if we get enough subs, I'll shave my head.
Is there actually an amount where you would shave your head? Is that a quantity? How many subs would you need to shave your head? Serious question.
Do you know how many subs we have at now? Because I will base it off that.
I think it's somewhere. Lindsay's here. We'll let Lindsay in.
Rough guesstimate. It's like 3 or 7.
I think it's in the hundreds. What up, Lindsay?
If we got it up to 10K within 2 streams, I think I would have to. But only
10,000 subs.
Bro, I like my.
You're good, Lindsay. Welcome. Sorry. Okay, welcome, Lindsay. Sorry. Okay, we're having a. I don't know how familiar you are with Twitch, but do you know what a sub is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so like to give you an example, like on my channel has maybe a couple hundred subs tops, maybe not even that. We're trying to figure out the amount of subs Connor would need for him to shave his head.
Oh.
Yeah.
I really love my hair. Just got cut not that long ago, but in the honor of all our bald hosts, Steve's also bald. I have made promises to everyone that I would shave my head if we get enough subs. Maybe 10K is not a lot, but maybe
That's
it's the
too
proper
many.
amount.
10K?
That's
Okay.
so many. Your
You
hair is
have
not
so
that
much-
valuable.
You need something that's like just out of reach, but is still
Okay.
like reachable. You know what I mean? Like
Is
you need some incentive
2K,
there.
is 2K a fair number? I feel like that is like, if we're at 700, that's not that
I'm
far
not
away.
at 700. I'm not at
I know, but
700. To give you an idea, I have 1,300 followers, I think, and that's free.
Oh, okay. That's what.
I don't have that big of a following.
If you get 1,000 subs,
Okay.
1,000 subs, I'll do it.
24-hour subathon to make Connor shave his head. Lindsay, how many would you need?
I would.
How many? I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go that route. So.
Yeah, Lindsay's hair is Connor. I'll give it like if your hair is 1,000 subs, Connor, Lindsay's is like 100,000.
I mean, you have much prettier hair than me, so like very understandable.
Yeah, I don't know if I could commit to that though. I'm pretty like attached to my hair. So.
Oh, it's an unreachable amount of numbers. You have nothing to where I might as well said 10 million. It doesn't matter. It's too much.
Parker would drop a full $100 to contribute to my head going bald. So, oh no.
Amy, what up, Amy? Thanks for subbing. Yeah, that's fine. Well, welcome. Where are you at? Sydney? Where are you at right now?
Where you hiding?
Rename you.
Oh god.
Lindsay, excuse me. I said Sydney for some reason. Lindsay, where do you live at?
Where do I what?
Where are you currently tuning in from?
I'm currently in Vancouver, BC. I'm at my little photo studio that I run with two of my best friends. My internet at home is terrible, and so I thought this might be a better option.
Vancouver, you're straight up the coast. I'm in San Diego. Connor's in Denver. It's like inland. But...
Yeah, I'm like low-key obsessed with Vancouver. I was born here, and then I moved to a smaller island that's like an hour and a half ferry from Vancouver, and so I grew up there, and then I kind of went back and forth, and then I moved back here a few years ago, and that was the best thing I ever did. So.
Now you're back. How's that feel?
This feels pretty great.
That's awesome. Yo, what plant do you have behind you? We gotta know. Is that a monstera?
No, it's not. It's some kind of philodendron. I don't really know what type. I actually just got this plant, and I got it from Home Depot, and it was on sale for $6, and it's too
$6?
Yeah, $6.
That's a voluminous plant.
They had so many of them, and I think that they were just trying to like get rid of them. Like a couple of the leaves have some like sun damage, but nothing too terrible. So for $6, it was like
nothing some TLC can't take care of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I could divide that plant and still have an enormous plant. So.
Ooh. See, plants are so cool. Being able to be making new plants out of themselves. Look at you go, nature.
Yeah, I have quite a few plants at home, but I only have like one or two in the studio right now just because we're kind of limited for space. So we didn't want to like make it into a whole jungle as much as that would be amazing. So
yes. Yeah, plants are like, I'll tell you a little story. I got carried away with them at my last place. I lived with roommates, and I was like, hey guys, can I make a garden on the roof? And they were like, yeah, sure. And then I made a garden on the roof. I got like I got like some wood square, poured some soil, I grew some tomatoes, and like I went all out. But it's so easy to get addicted to. It's like, oh, I can create life.
Yeah, I have a small patio at my place, and I kind of turned it into a garden. So right now we have like some kale. I have like an unreal amount of basil right now, and I don't know what to do with it.
Yo, basil gets crazy.
Yeah,
it grows like, so fast.
Yeah. And I was like, what do I do with this? And I also have like some tomatoes growing, some sunflowers, and some jalapenos, but I don't know if they're going to survive because it's starting to get a little colder. Not cold, but like,
it's okay.
They're out of growing season now, so I don't know if they're going to survive.
Jalapenos are good at staying hot.
Fun fact. You guys are making me feel like...
Connor, do you have plants?
I have,
He's got Billie Eilish posters, that's about it. Oh, he's left
That's about it. I got my first plant. I'm so proud of him. Look how small he is.
Wow, that's great.
Is that a Jacina?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no clue. I call him Ralph.
Ralph.
Probably.
So the answer is yes. You've got it, Lindsay. Yeah. That's what it is.
You could have said any plant name, and I would have smiled and nodded my head.
Floofy Feather. Thanks for following. So like I have an alert on the page. You don't on my Twitch, and when I have messed it up, so whenever somebody follows, it just takes up the whole screen. It's all wrong. Well, cool. Well, thanks for donating the awesome raw this week for people to edit.
Yeah, of course.
We got Brandon. We got I don't know. Do you have the chat pulled up right now too? Can you see it or no?
Yeah, I have it on my phone, which is like over
that's
here.
Good. No, that's perfect. So, yeah, you can see what people are saying.
I mean, I'm bad at looking back and forth, but yeah.
No, it's all cool. What Connor and I will bring people in and tell you their questions and stuff if they ask. Okay. But cool. Today we've got Lindsey on. Lindsey is from Vancouver, and Connor is co-hosting today. So we're first going to start off just interviewing her, talking to her a little bit about what she does, and then we're going to go over this photo. Connor's going to kind of take over for Steve today on that one. And then, yeah, we're going to hang. Everybody in chat's a photographer, likes photography. If you have any questions, ask them. We're here to get better together. Yeah, Connor, you got a spiel?
Oh, I got the spiel.
All right, let's hear one. Let's just tell people what we're about.
Okay, guys. So, we're pretty cool. We're pretty fun. And we're rambunctious. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, great.
We're just a great community of creatives, mainly photographers, but we have some video people in there.
Yeah.
And we're just here to have a good time. That's like the elevator pitch of it.
And everybody say hi, Lindsey, in chat, because she can see it. And, we got to make her as nervous as possible.
Oh, no.
Pressure's on. Yeah.
That's voice.
Yo, yeah. So, Lindsey, Steve has, like, a radio voice. Like, he's like, thank you. Like, very, very. He does radio in real life. Connor,
I was going to say. Yeah.
So sultry.
Connor, do yours. Version of Steve's voice.
Okay, wait before I stop laughing. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lindsey Blane.
Everybody leaves.
Everyone, you just see the followers just go down to 0.
Oh, I see my roommate is in the chat.
Cowplant Kelly. Cowplant Kelly's in the chat.
Oh no.
Right? Is that your roommate?
And then there's Cowplant Kelly is my roommate, and then there's another Kelly in the chat that's another local photographer in Vancouver. Actually, they're both photographers. And Kelly.
Double Kelly.
Kelly RP7 is actually in the photo, in the raw photo. She's like in the corner.
What?
I saw her chatting about that. She's like in the bottom left-hand corner or something like that.
Yeah, oh my God. Kelly, is that why you're here today? You're just trying to get some clout because you're in the photograph? What's going on?
It's not like the most flattering photo of Kelly, but like she's there in the corner, so.
That's awesome. I just want to let you know, Connor, that Eva says that they miss Steve already, and I blame you. That is a direct response to your ability to do this.
You know what? I want to say I'm hurt, but you know what? It's understandable. I'll shave my head, guys. I'll get a nice sultry voice. Well, give me 3 streams, and I'll peak right there.
Yeah.
Give me a chance.
Charlie says hi. Is Lindo your?
Oh, that's my cat. Yeah, Linda's my name. Charlie's my cat. So.
Is Lindo your nickname?
It's one of them. Yeah.
It's one of them. Do you have any? What are your other nicknames that you're comfortable sharing?
There's just a lot of variations on my names through like various places. When you like order things and people spell your name wrong.
Yes.
There's just so many variations of my name. Like I've gotten Dinsey. Don't ask me how I got Dinsey.
Dinsey. That's not even a real name.
Yeah, I know.
And like get noises now.
I've gotten Linty.
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 Like my laundry.
And there's a lot of like Lindo and like Rondo and stuff like that. So I mean, any variation of my name or like changing the vowels or whatever, like go for it.
My girlfriend is Natalie, and she got Nelly today.
Nelly.
Closer, kind of. It's closer than Dinsey.
I was like, can you imagine? I know there's people named Nelly, but just thinking of that being my girlfriend's name is so funny to me.
Yeah.
What's up, Nelly? Linzania.
Sure. Sure. Let's go for it.
Connor's screen name is Captain Lasagna, so maybe Parker is going off.
I have to guard the dangerous seas of this chat. That's why I'm the captain.
Yeah. All right, Lindsey. Wait. So you're in Vancouver. Well, you moved around a bit. How long have you been shooting music for? Or have you? I don't know. How long have you been shooting? I guess, and then more specifically, music.
So, almost the same amount of time, sort of. I picked up a film camera when I was quite a bit younger, and I started shooting with my mom's film camera when I was like 14.
Okay.
Part of that, I always had like crappy point and shoot, stuff like that, and old hand-me-down 2.1 megapixel digital camera. Yeah.
Was that like 2004? 2000? I don't know how old you are.
Oh gosh, I'm 27. So if I did the math, probably closer to like, probably around the 2004, 2007 range, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I started shooting with the film camera, obviously not music, but I would just take photos of like whatever was around me, and it taught me to be a lot more like choosy about what I was doing, because you're only limited to like 24 or 36 shots in a roll. And then I think when I was 16, I got my first DSLR.
Nice.
So I would just start shooting photos with my friends, like, oh my gosh, they were so bad. But we would go out and like, I got a 50mm lens, which
good choice.
Point is a really, nifty 50, you know.
Never go wrong.
Yeah, and so I'd start planning a little bit more. Like I had this one friend that always had like the craziest outfits and stuff. So we used to do all kinds of just like random photo shoots. We just like pick some random location in the town that we lived in and do that. And then I think I started going to local shows, like not like arena shows and stuff like that. Obviously I went to those earlier.
Like local is like the size.
Like local small bands and like crappy community centers kind of thing. Probably when I was like 15, 16.
Crappy, but they work, and that's all. And the music, and you can hear music, and
and so I think I started bringing my camera to those like really mediocre shows when I was like 17 or something like that. And so for like 2 years, because the drinking age in Canada is 19 as opposed to 21 in the States. So I couldn't go to bars until I was 19. And so I was just kind of like shoot whatever I could of these like, you know, mediocre venues and stuff. And then as soon as I turned 19, I was like, okay, I can shoot more.
You're like you're off.
Yeah.
And,
but I did still live in like a smaller town, so there was no like massive venues or anything. Like the typical venue was like kind of like 100 to 300, and there was one other venue that was like 600 cap, and that was kind of the norm. So
that's
pretty
still
small then overall.
It's small, but like to some people that's massive too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it just depends where you're at, I guess. Now that you've shot arenas, you're like, you're like, wow. I bet those feel so easy now. Have you gone back to them?
Yeah, it's funny too, because like I think there's something to be said for shooting, you know, in the smaller venues, because it really makes you like learn to work with whatever lighting you're given, even if it's like, you know, one crappy spotlight in the back, or you know,
how to guard your camera.
And so I think that was a huge thing of what kind of allowed me to grow, is like just being forced into situations of like, this lighting is the worst, how do I make the best of this? And
it was good like school. Connor, go.
Just all red lighting. Maybe there's like one white light that pops at the very end, and you get your last good banger shot.
Yeah, pretty much. Or like you would like backlight everything, so you get like a silhouette. That was the only way to make it work.
That's silhouette practice right there.
What's the smallest venue you guys have ever photographed in terms of people? Like how many people were at the show? I think for me, I've shot shows that I felt uncomfortable being at because so few people showed up.
Yeah.
Same.
What about you guys?
2 people. I'm including myself. Like I think it was like, I don't want to say one of the moms, but just an older woman who was really vibing with these dudes, and the bartenders were just not even paying attention. You know, I felt really bad for the guys. But these dudes played out of their minds. So you know what? Like, props for them for not caring.
Dude, right?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I grew up in a smaller town than I'm in now. It's not a small town by Canada standards, but like compared to the US and stuff. So yeah, there was definitely a lot of shows where like only a handful of people would show up. So it'd be like 10, 15 people kind of thing. And it's like really awkward, especially when you're taking photos, because you're just like,
especially if it's like a bigger room.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm standing in front of you, and this feels so unnecessary, but at the same time, I still need to get my shot. So yeah.
When you get all stage access, because it's like, there's no point not to at this point. Let's make them look cool.
Yeah. Yo, Fluffy Feather says they had to stop on a tour with a 100 cap room, and it was just a bartender and the promoter there.
Ooh.
Dude, I did I don't know if you guys, do you remember that band Breathe Carolina? I know they're more of a DJ now, but I did a tour with them in like 2011 in Europe and UK, and we had shows that were like 10 people would show up, and we're on tour in another country, and it was like, it was crazy. Like, respect to them for grinding it out, but that was crazy.
Those are humbling moments for the artist, I bet.
What'd you say?
Those are probably very humbling moments for the artist then.
I mean, at the end of the day, and I know Lindsey, you tour, so you probably realize, or you probably can relate. Connor, you'll tour eventually. We'll get you there. But we'll get you there. Even if you're on tour and nobody shows up to the show, like, as long as people aren't upset, like, it's still pretty fun to be on tour with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
Who have you toured with?
Who have I toured with? I've toured with I have a few bands. I toured with some local bands like way back then, but I only started really like touring more regularly again last year.
Congrats, so that's awesome.
Thank you.
That's so cool.
So there's a band from Vancouver called Dear Rouge, and they've kind of just like turned into friends of mine. We kind of knew each other in passing for years, and then I like shot a show for them like end of 2018, and then we kind of just like built that relationship. And then they were doing a US tour in March, opening for Arkells, who the raw photo is of. So the tour that the raw photo is from was the Canadian leg of Arkells tour. So the band I was touring with wasn't on that leg, but that was like stadiums and like arenas in Canada. And then we were on the American leg, which was like a month and a half later.
Okay.
And it was all like 250 to 500, 600 kind of cap venues. So like it's really interesting to see the contrast in Canadian bands from like playing in Canada versus like.
But how big were the venues in Canada?
It depends on where you go. Their Canadian leg of their tour was at like stadiums, so it was anywhere from like
stadiums?
5 to like or like arenas. I guess
arenas,
so yeah. Let's call it arenas. And so it was anywhere from like 5 to like 15,000, whereas like in the States, especially on the West Coast, it was like a lot smaller. So
that's crazy. Yeah, it's wild how that works.
I started touring quite a bit with Dear Rouge. We did a tour like in March in the States, and then we did like festivals all summer. So we'd be like flying around like every weekend. Probably the craziest weekend was Osheaga Festival in Montreal. I don't know if you guys have heard of that one, but it's pretty big. It's a pretty big festival. It's probably the biggest festival in Canada.
It's in Montreal?
Yeah, Montreal. It's usually like first weekend of August or something. Anyway, they got to play on the main stage. Like they were early on the day, but it was awesome, and they had a really great turnout, and it was just like such a great weekend. Yeah.
That's big for like smaller people like that to be on the main stage, even if it's like at the beginning. Like that had to be pretty cool for you to be like, yo, they're here and they made it.
Yeah, it's cool to see them excited and stuff.
For that set too, like there was probably, I don't know how many people, but it was like decently packed considering it was like the first or second set of the day. So like we were all like, really excited about that. So
I love
and then
sorry, go.
No, continue. I was just gonna say, then we did one more tour in September, and then a band that I met on that tour called Our Lady Peace. They're like pretty big in Canada. I don't know if you've like heard of them, but they've been around for like a long time. And so I met them on the fall tour that I did with Dear Rouge, who are opening for Our Lady Peace. And then literally like 2 weeks later, after that tour was over, Our Lady Peace were like, hey, we're going on tour in the States next week. Do you want to come with? And I was like, sure.
And for those of you in chat who ever want to go on tour or wondering how people get jobs, this is exactly how it works. It's literally like you go on one tour, you meet people, and you get more tours. And if you ever don't get more tours, you might have to check yourself because you might be an asshole. You might be being rude to the wrong people or doing something or not doing something right.
Sandwich on the bus.
Yeah, tuna sandwich on the bus.
Definitely like networking is a huge part of that. And it's crazy like how many of my jobs have come from like someone has seen my work with another artist, or like I said, we were on the same tour or something, and then they were like, oh, like we're doing this thing, like do you want to be part of it?
And it's hard because I feel like I'm guilty of this as well, but people are like, well, how does it work? I'm like, networking, and they're like, what does that mean? And what does that look like? And I think you just did a good example of what, even if you didn't mean what networking looks like, you know what I mean? Like, I met these people on this tour, then they hit me up, that's kind of how it works.
Well, Adam, that could be a good point is like, Lindsey, in your mind, what is good networking? Because it is kind of like it's a big blanket statement, but it could go from being like, yo, I just got you like coffee at the beginning of the day, or hey, I'm just a nice chill person that you can hang with. What is that networking to you?
I mean, there's a lot of aspects that go into it. I would say, first of all, just having the work to back up your networking is really important, like making sure you have a consistent portfolio. And then just, I would say honestly, like starting with your local community is so important, because so many of those artists will then, if they're successful, will go on to tour with like bigger artists. And so that's a more approachable way to start working in the industry, I think, because that's how like I've gotten the majority of my work, is working with local artists both in Vancouver where I am now and Victoria where I used to be, and just kind of like working my way up the ladder.
Do you think starting in a lot of people will say the hardest part is, what up, Mr. Seabean? A lot of people say that the hardest part is that they live in a small town, and I usually think that maybe it might actually be easier because you can really, there's not people to come. You're not in New York or LA. It might be harder. What do you think? How was the small town life?
I think it depends. Like for me, I was in a smaller town by Canada standards, but I had access to a bigger town.
Okay.
So like I was able to kind of dip my foot in the pond in Vancouver without just like jumping straight over there. And I do think that, yeah, in some ways it could be easier, but you are often, I don't want to say held back, but like you're limited to your smaller venues with maybe like mediocre lighting and stuff like that. And maybe that's not the kind of images that you want in your portfolio. So at some point you do have to be like, okay, how do I access bigger shows, even if you're not doing it all the time, just so you can kind of like have that, so that your, I guess, portfolio is more
diverse almost.
Yeah. So
or
like,
on the level that you want to get hired for, kind of.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Right. Well,
So
it seems like that's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
No. I was just gonna say it's a lot of like, you have to put a lot of time and sometimes your own money into it, just to like get to a point where like your work is going to be seen and you're able to kind of like move up. Like it's like anything, you're just moving up the rungs on a ladder. So knowing when you're ready for that next step, I think is important.
And Floofy Feather in chat made a good point. Like like you said, it was good for them while they lived there, but they're really limited, so they had to start. And that's and that Floofy, that's like when you like outgrew your local scene, I would say. But it's necessary for you to get a start with those small people so that you're able to do the things Drive Through Towers for.
And you build those skills like when you're shooting in really crappy lighting. I mean, once you get to like those bigger shows, whether it be 2 to 600 cab venues, I mean, lighting is going to be better, and you're going to be like, I've been only used to shooting in really oversaturated red or blue lighting. This is going to be a piece of cake.
Yeah, you just like, you're prepared at that point. You're like, okay, I've dealt with all of this crap, and like, and then you're just like, I'm ready for this. It's easy, it's chill, and it's exciting as well. Like that kind of like taking that step to the next size up or whatever, or the next rung on the ladder who you're working with. It's always fun.
No, that makes sense. Well, cool. I'm glad we got to get I'm saying it right, Arkells, right? Arkells. I'm glad we got an Arkells photo from that tour, and it's cool that one of the people in chat who's here every week is in the photo too. That's funny to me.
Yeah.
One world collide right there.
But that's just what it's like. Well, worlds collide. Sorry. Do you like that song? Sorry, new metal. I love new metal. What was I gonna say? Okay, cool. And then you, who is Lights one of the artists that you work with the most consistently now? She's not Vancouver, right? Is she Toronto?
No, she's actually really close to Vancouver. She lives about an hour and a bit.
Does she move there, or did they always live there?
She lived here for a long time, actually. I couldn't tell you exactly how long, but sometime after she had her kid, she moved.
Oh, okay.
Like out here, so she's been here for a while.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny because everyone thinks I've toured with Lights, but I actually haven't. We just work together a lot.
Work together a lot. Did I say tour? I apologize.
No, you just said work. But I thought I would throw it out there because a lot of people are like, oh, you've toured with Lights. And I'm like, I actually haven't. So.
I haven't traveled with her anywhere. We just shot in one area so far.
We're just friends, guys.
Yeah.
How did you two meet up then if you haven't been on tour? Was it just through networking or how that turned out?
Networking, yes. So, funny enough, Arkells, who the photo this week is of, and Lights have the same manager. And I used to shoot, well, I still shoot shows for Arkells a lot, like when they roll through Vancouver or whatever. Way back when, I just like, I hit them up. I don't know. I ended up shooting shows, and then every year they were here, I would be like, hey, let's do something.
Let's do it again.
And so then they have the same manager, and so she reached out to me before I think Lights had some shows in Vancouver at the end of January 2018 or something. So a couple months prior, she was like, oh, like, would you be interested, in shooting Lights? She has these shows, like, is that something that you want to do? And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool.
That's great.
So we started working together around then, and then I think it helps that like we're close enough, like we're about an hour apart in terms of location. So then she, after that show, she had a Rock Sound magazine cover.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I got to shoot that in 2018, and then we've kind of just been collaborating on shoots ever since, which has been really cool.
That's great.
And we just did another Rock Sound cover, which I think is out now.
Congratulations! Aren't they the best to work with? Rock Sound's the best.
Yeah.
I like that magazine.
They're pretty great.
Yeah, they're so easy in terms of publications. They're like, hey, do this. You're like, okay.
Yeah,
so like, that's so nice.
Yeah, and the shoot that we did for this one too was really cool because we kind of had more freedom to do whatever we wanted for it. Because I think the last ones that
Connor,
we did,
wait real fast? Connor, do you want to pull it up and share your screen?
Yeah.
If you want to. Connor will do it while we're talking. You can keep going.
Yeah. So the last ones that we did were part of like a series where they have like the Rock Sound awards and stuff. So it was a lot more like specific in terms of like what
the one
was
shot.
needed in terms of the photos. But this one, it was kind of just like, okay, like let's come up with a concept or whatever. So those are not it.
That's not it.
Ones. I did shoot the one in the middle there, but yeah.
Like Connor, just go to Rock Sound. Oh, is that it?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So this one, I kind of came up with the ideas for the shoot, and we did a few different things. And we actually shot some of them like at her house or at her like property. So the cover was shot at her property, like in her yard, which is really cool.
That looks cool.
And then I just kind of like created the setup with like sheer curtains and ribbons and like some fake sunflowers and stuff.
It looks very dreamy.
Yeah. And then we did a few other like shots and concepts as well, which you might be able to see on the other page. I'm not sure.
Oh, they're on the left?
Yeah, you can kind of see there. So we went to this like gorgeous location that's kind of like 40 minutes away. If you're in Vancouver, near Vancouver.
Connor, hit that thing at the bottom. It looks like it'll make it bigger.
Oh, let's get. Okay. Oh, there we
go. Oh yeah, let's go.
It's this location called Pitt Meadows, and it's just like absolutely gorgeous out there. And so I actually built that like square backdrop thing in that one photo. But I had to build something that like I could put together and take apart because A, it wouldn't fit in my car setup, and B, like it won't fit in my house. So I had to like build this wooden frame and then build like a cover for it and everything and like haul it out there. But it worked out really well, and I'm like really, really happy with the images.
Well, good job. You should be. They're beautiful.
Yeah. You're beautiful. Yeah. And just following Lights' music as well, it feels like your style of photography really like lines up with her image. Like you guys make a very good combination.
A good team.
Photographer.
That's Churches, right? Churches.
Yeah, Churches. That was another one of Arkells there. The crowd surfing one. That's Arkells.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I love the way the singer of Churches dances. She looks like she looks so happy.
I know. They're so much fun to shoot. I love the band so much. They played 2 shows in Vancouver. I think I shot the first show, and then I just like went to the second show and just enjoyed it.
Whoa, that's cool.
I mean, like, look at your.
That's 1975, right?
Yeah, 1975.
Dude, how good is it when they added the dancers last year? I was like, oh, these girls are, and they like dance so nice. They're this like, it makes me feel so good. I'm like, wow. I love watching people dance. Oh man, they have such a good live show.
Yeah. So this
like,
is
you capture emotions so well in these people. Like you really get the timing. I love your composition. Like even this one with like the cable kind of between your face, framing it up like. You really have an eye for like these sub framings within like the actual shot itself.
Thank you. This one is actually a local artist in Vancouver called Blonde Diamond. They're freaking awesome. Sorry, but check them out if you can. They're really cool. And it was shot at this like venue that's actually closed down now, but it was like this old like garage kind of situation. You would go in, and they had a really cool lighting setup and everything. And I think Alexis, the singer, was in the crowd for like the shot or something, and the light was just hitting her in the perfect spot, and I was like, so.
Got it. Let's go. Who's this?
That was Coin at Bumbershoot Festival, I think in Seattle last year.
Get some star filters up in here. Let's go.
I don't use it very often because I think it can be
That's
really
a filter?
overdone.
I think that's real life.
Yeah, but I think like this shot, it just worked, so.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah.
And you're very consistent in your style. You know your voice.
St. Vincent? No.
Yeah, St. Vincent. Yeah.
Dude, they all look awesome. Is St. Vincent female? Like, how do they identify as female? Is she?
I believe so.
Okay, cool.
I believe so.
I don't know why. I don't know. I need to like check, but yeah, she always looks awesome. She has the coolest outfits. Like, so cool.
Yeah.
Who's that?
So that one was Bush. And so when I was on tour with Our Lady Peace in October, they were opening for Bush and Live, which was the weirdest but like coolest tour ever, because like obviously all those bands, if you're familiar with them, they've been around for a long time. And so this one, and Bush are actually so good live. I was shocked. I was like, okay,
you gotta be around for that long.
Yeah, and like during like Glycerin or whatever, Gavin Rossdale just like runs around the whole bench and there's like a spotlight on him. Like it's just a good time.
That's great.
Anyway, I think this was the last night of tour, I think. And I just was kind of like backstage, side stage, and I just saw this and I was like,
snapped a few.
Yes.
Well, Connor, we could probably go through her work forever, but I think we should bring up this. We should bring up this week's shot.
Yeah,
absolutely. Let's pull that up. You want to stop screen sharing for 2 seconds so I can pull that up.
All right, and I'm gonna make it evident that I've been drinking too many liquids, and I'll be. Connor, you handle this. I'll be back in like 1 minute.
Oh man, that's a lot of responsibility.
You got it, bro.
All right. Okay, here it is now. Let's pull this puppy up. Now, let's go back to here. Share that. All right, so first off, looking at your shot, Lindsey, I love how you were able to get the foreground with the confetti. You have him jumping up in the air, nice and composed in the center. Like, what was running through your head when you took this shot?
So for context, this was at the Vancouver show from the Arkells Valley Cry tour. I was not the tour photographer for the show, but like I said, I have a working relationship with them, so I still had like all access to shoot the show. Actually, Rob Loud, who I think was on the stream like a month ago, was the actual tour photographer for this tour.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so the shot, I think it must have been, I think, the last song of the night, and I like the confetti had already gone off, I think, in the song before. And so I could, kind of see it all over the stage, and I was just like, okay, like how do I kind of like get that? And I knew they were gonna have disco balls, because they only used them for that song, and I knew they were gonna have them, so I kind of just like ran. There was a catwalk going like all the way out, so I kind of positioned myself at the end of the catwalk to be able to get like the depth of the shot with the confetti in the foreground and everything else in the background. So it's a little tilted, but.
Look at these. These are disco balls, Adam. I thought these were just spotlights.
Oh, no, wow. I didn't realize that either.
Balls. Yeah.
Love a good disco ball, maybe two.
Yeah, like I said, I think they only used them for that song. So, like, that's a big commitment. But it looks amazing. So.
Yeah, I mean, disco balls are, I feel like they're kind of like fisheyes or star filters. Like, you can't overuse a disco ball. You got to, like, use it just when it's necessary.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, a guy that I know, because I've toured with him on like various other tours, he like did the lighting for this tour, and just it was amazing. It was so good.
Looks awesome. What up, Jay? Thanks for the follow. Yeah, that looks great. Well, Connor, usually I don't know what you said while I was gone, because I was gone, so there's no way for me to know what you said. But
talk some mad crap about you.
Oh, mad crap! That's my favorite kind of crap.
Not happy crap, only mad craps here.
But usually Steve knows this part because he has like a podcast where it's called Behind the Shot, and he likes going into deep into it. But you're going into it deep, Connor. And chat, just to let you know, Connor's usually pretty active in there, but he's obviously on stream today. So if you guys have any questions or want to say hey to new people like Jay we got here, feel free to step on in, because we're missing Mr. Lasagna.
So did you know this moment was going to happen, because you called him like his toes are just barely touching the ground? Like, this to me surmises the whole show. Like, I know you were telling me it was the end of the show, but like, did you see this coming? Any preparation at all, or was this just like you just were there at the right spot?
I think I've shot Arkells a lot of times, so I kind of know, when they're gonna be in a certain place, or when Max, the singer, is gonna like do a certain thing. And I think I kind of knew that he was gonna be like running down the catwalk, so I kind of just anticipated. That's a better word. I tend to like anticipate what's gonna happen, just because I've seen them so many times. Like, I know like what their live show is all about, and that's another thing to be said for touring with bands too, is being able to anticipate moments so that you're ready to capture like a specific shot on a specific night or something. So you pretty much, you have awareness like what they're going to do from past experience with them, so which definitely helps producing such a gorgeous photo like this.
because of that.
Yeah.
Now,
exactly.
I have to ask, would you have shot this differently if you had the chance again, or do you feel like this is the best you would have wanted it to be? Because for me, for some reason, it's all because of Instagram these days. I see this as like a perfect, because you have the catwalk coming up. It could have been a perfect vertical shot, but because of this, you also have the sense of space between, you have the audience on the left and right. You have all the band members in there. What was your thought process when shooting this?
I knew I wanted to shoot wide because I wanted to be able to capture all the lighting, like just the whole thing. I think in a perfect world, my horizon would have been straight, because you can tell it's a little bit tilted. I'm very sorry, we'll just have to fix it later. But you don't lose anything. You don't lose anything important on the edge when you like rotate it, so it's fine. I think in a perfect world, I would have liked to get a wider shot, but I was kind of limited just by the lens that I had, because I think the widest that I had on me at the time was, or I had on my camera, was a 24. I think the Sigma 24 to 35 millimeters. So
Sigma, I love that lens.
I know, it's my favorite. I've been using it since probably 2016 as my main lens, and it's like my go-to for everything. So.
Sigma are nothing in this stream.
Yeah, so I think in a perfect world, maybe a wider shot, or alternately could have, like you said, if I did it vertical, maybe like zoomed it in a bit more, maybe like a 70 millimeter or something would have worked, 70 to 200, to frame just like max and the disco balls and a little bit of the floor. But I tend to shoot wide as opposed to close. Like generally that's my style. So
well, here's another of the first things I noticed when I looked at the shot. You have him perfectly lit up in the middle. He's not like backlit or like have a lot of spotlight on him. He is evenly lit. All the band members are, and that's just good timing and just good intuition of when that's gonna be. I mean, like a lot of times you'll have like a harsh line for shadows or something that just makes it not as evenly, but you captured him so it has this perfect separation with him in the background and the focus is tack sharp. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely.
Come on.
I'm definitely
a
chronic.
You overwhelmed Connor.
I'm a chronic overshooter. I'm a chronic overshooter when I shoot. So I'm always like, I'll just like slam on burst mode. It's so bad. I hate it. Like I have so many photos to go through after, but like at the same time, you're more likely to get the like at a specific moment like this, you're more likely to get the exact shot that you want. So I think there's like
math checks
trying to find a balance. Yeah. I shoot a lot. Like I don't want to talk about how many. I don't know.
How many photos during a live show do you do?
It really depends. Again, if I'm on tour and I'm shooting the show every night, it might be a little different because I am usually looking out for like a specific moment. But I mean, it also depends on if I have 3 songs versus the whole set. Like if I'm working with an artist directly, but it's like not unheard of for me to shoot anywhere between like 1,000 and 3,000 or more for a set. If I'm shooting the whole set.
You got a lot of hard drives, huh?
It's stressful, and I wish I was not like this, but I am like this, so.
But there's something definitely to say, like when you have like a lot of cameras these days. I mean, you shoot on the A7 III, right?
Yeah, so I shoot with 2 cameras.
2,700 for a 3-song set or a full set?
No, okay, no, not for a 3-song set. Kelly's exaggerating, but that, like for a full set. Kelly, no. Okay. No, I don't shoot that much. I shoot a lot, but not that much.
To make you not feel embarrassed, some of the first few shows I shot when I moved from Chicago, where I originally started, to here in Denver, my first show here was Bastille, and I got so excited. I was like, oh, this is such a great beginning show. I shot 2,000 photos for the first 3 songs.
I mean, I've definitely done it. Like, I am there in my way of shooting. So it's definitely possible. I think when the lighting is like strobing and crazier too, that's when I tend to get a little trigger happy because I'm again just trying to capture a specific moment with it like lit a certain way. So, but yeah, in terms of what I shoot with, this was shot with the A7 III and the 24 to 35 Sigma, which I have adapted with the adapter.
Yeah.
But I also do still use Canon, so I have a Canon 5D4, which I usually have like a 70 to 200 on or something. So I'm kind of in both worlds there, especially the Sony just does a better job for video stuff too, because I do video as well.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like in the middle right now, and now I don't know what to do for an upgrade or like when I upgrade, because Canon has like the R5, which is amazing, but it has overheating issues for video. But then the Sonys are great. So
well, I'll help you out here. I'll make it easy for you. Being a Sony gang member, I have the A7R3. Just go all Sony. Make your life simple and easy, and then only have Sigma glass because nothing's better than them, and your
Sigma
life will be
art,
simple and easy.
so good.
Yeah. I think outside of live music, the 50mm art is probably my most used lens because I use it for studio shoots and stuff like that all the time. So.
Dude, yeah, there are
love
times.
Sigma.
Amazing. So, hey, Adam, what do you think? We should go to the live edit now?
No, we got more time on this. It's too fast, Connor.
Okay.
Not yet, but I had a question. If that's okay with you, Connor, I had a question.
Please, Adam.
Okay, now I need to remember it.
Oh
I admit
God.
I left for a sec because I was trying to find my phone to talk and chat, and then I found my cat, and I picked him up and brought him in here. But I was like, I'm not going to interrupt her. I wasn't going to interrupt your guys' hangout. He has left because he never hangs out with me. I just pick him up. I basically find him when he's sleeping and then pick him up, and I get to hang out with him until he's fully awake and realizes he doesn't want to be with me.
If I had done the stream at home, my cats would have just been jumping in.
How many do you have?
The whole time. Sorry, I have two.
That would have been a blessing.
Yeah, I have one cat that's like enormous and fat. His name is Charlie. He's like such a sweetheart, but he's just the worst. And then my other cat is the actual devil. She's all black, and her name is Ivy. And they would just both be like in the chat, like all over the camera. So I was like, maybe I'm not gonna stream at home. So.
All right. Well, next time, if that's, I know that internet was a contributing factor, but if it was just cat or no cat, I would definitely go towards the former.
All right, well, we can do like a cat exclusive
cat stream. All right, cat stream.
Bring my cats.
We've done that already, Adam. We had a whole Thursday stream where it was just Adam editing submitted cat photos, and it was a blast.
Wait, I edited them?
Amazing.
I forgot about that. Oh yeah, towards the end.
You did edit a couple.
Okay, well,
cat edit stream.
Next time I'll bring my cats.
All right, cat edit stream. We'll have a meme day. Yo, do you know? So you've toured before. Yeah, we can do the cat stream again. I'm writing it down. Where's my notebook? When you tour, we ask this to everybody? Do you use shower shoes or no shower shoes? Do you know what I mean? Do you know shower shoes? Like flip flops in the shower?
So all the tours that I did last year, this is gonna sound but
I'm so excited with how you're like trying to figure out how to word it right now.
There's no anticipation here. We the one that I did last year, we actually pretty much had hotel rooms for most of the dates because the tour that I did in March was a van tour. So we obviously weren't gonna sleep in the van. I mean, we could have, but it's just no. And so we actually had hotel rooms for that. And then when I was touring in the fall again as well, we either had a day room where if we were on the bus, we had access to a day room where we could just go shower or whatever. And then the last tour that I did, we literally had our own hotel rooms every day.
Well, when you don't have your own hotel rooms, when you're sharing, do you know shower shoes or shower shoes? Because some people do.
So there was only one instance where I had to use a venue shower, and I had flip flops with me. So that answers the question. But,
that does it. Sorry, you're like, I came on this Twitch thing, and you just kept asking about my shoes I wear when I shower. What have I done?
Yeah, but I tended to avoid the bunny bathrooms often because
cats.
Or not avoid them, but avoid showering in them. Just often I was one of the few females or women or whatever on the tours as well. So I was just I could just shower at the hotel. I'll shower through the day and just shower later. It's fine.
Yeah, touring is predominantly male, so I'm sure when you're female, you have a few little rules that you're showering. Yeah. Maybe I won't do it at the venue.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. Hey, I don't fault you for that. That's a fair assessment. Maybe a good one.
Yeah.
Cool. I had a question that when you guys were talking, but then I forgot it, and that's my own fault. But what was I gonna say? I'm sorry. Well, I was gonna ask you what did you think of? I know you were getting tagged all week with people editing this. What did you think of it overall? Was there anything that you saw where you're we'll go over the actual ones later, but did you learn anything seeing other people edit your photos, or did it make you want to edit yours differently? Do you know what I mean? Anything like that?
Sorry, what was the beginning of that editing?
Oh yeah, so you heard I know during the week you saw people editing your photo and submitting it.
Yeah.
Is there anything you gathered from that information that you want to reflect on? I don't know.
I thought it was really cool. There was one or two that were animated ones, and
the
ones where you separate the subject from the background. Like I've done stuff like that in the past. Actually, I do have a different Arkells shot that I did that with. It's probably on my Instagram somewhere. And I thought that was really cool, and I think it works really well for the shot because there's enough separation between like Max being in the middle and like what's around it, so it'd be easy to cut him out and do something like that. I really liked the variety of color edits too, because I felt like because it's pink and red in the background, but there's so many ways that you can tweak that in Lightroom, and so I think when I edit it today, I'm gonna try and like tweak the colors a little bit and not just go with like what's already there. So,
yeah, no, that's totally fair.
I think the one I posted, the version of it I did post earlier, I think was like pink and orange, but we'll try something different. So
yeah.
A question that. Oh, sorry, go Adam. Go.
All I said was yeah. That's all I got. You're up, Connor. You got this.
Okay. So it seems like for me, I love shooting in black and white, but a question we have on here somewhat recently is like, when do you shoot in color, or when do you want to convert to black and white? When in your mind is that moment where you're like, you know what, the composition lighting calls for, you know, black and white, or, you know, easy one is like the lighting, the colors are just off, slap a black and white preset on it, we're good?
I think personally, I'm far more of a color person. So I don't know if you see my Instagram, my portfolio.
Yeah.
The majority of my shots are in color, so
it's
pretty rare. Yeah, it's pretty rare that I'll make something black and white. I do think that this shot does work in black and white. I saw a few edits of it, and I think just the contrast of the lighting with the disco balls, it looks pretty good in black and white. But as far as like a regular decision process, the majority of the time it comes down to the specific moment, and if it's like. If it's just like, if I'm trying to evoke like a certain kind of emotion or reaction, then I might do a black and white. Or if the lighting was just really, really bad and the only way to save the photos, put it in black and white. That's usually my thought process. It's not very frequent for me. I'm such like a color person visually, so.
No, that makes sense. Yo, Connor, I'm gonna answer this question in chat from Dean and the Dragon. And Connor, why don't you pull up the image and share it again? But for those of you who are just joining us, every Sunday, usually, we release a raw photograph from a professional photographer. You can edit it all week, do whatever you want with it. And then the following Sunday, we have that photographer on, and we go over the photograph with them, talk to them, and we just all learn and hang out. A bunch of photographers here. So everybody give a warm welcome to Dean and the Dragon, who, if you're a photographer, welcome to come hang. And if you're not, well, maybe you're confused about what we're doing, but maybe you'll enjoy it. Either way, welcome. And nice redeem, Connor. But Connor's going to pull up the raw editing, the photo that everybody edited all week, and Lindsey, the photographer who shot it, is going to edit it for us live. And so, wait. Oh, yeah, Connor, wait. We went over it. I don't know why I had you screen share again. Lindsey, you screen share with me.
Yeah, you want me to? Okay,
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for joining. And everybody's really nice here. Everybody will send you a super...
To see my Lightroom situation.
Yeah, we got your situation of Lightroom on screen right now.
Okay.
Looking killer.
And
so
can I ask you a question before you edit?
Yeah, hold on. I'm just trying to move you guys to the side of the screen. Maybe that's not possible. Hold on.
Wait. Like, right now we just see Lightroom. If you share.
Yeah, I'm like just like where you guys are on my screen. I'm just trying to move you. There we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no rush.
Sorry, I'm editing on my laptop because I'm at my studio and I couldn't really bring my iMac with me, so I have like this much space to work with, but it's fine.
No, you're not.
You know, bring your iMac with you everywhere you go. How could you?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Before you edit this photo, like, okay, you decided you're gonna edit it, you bring it into Lightroom. What do you think about? Like, do you play around with anything? Do you test anything out, or you throw filters on it? What's your before you edit process?
So usually, if I'm editing a set like this, I'll start at the beginning of the set and I tend to edit somewhat from scratch. Like, occasionally I have some presets that I've saved over the years that, like, if I'm really lazy, I'll use them. But for the most part, especially if it's like a big show like this, I tend to make something that's a bit more custom, just because I find that maybe it's just I'm really bad at making presets, but I find that they're so specific.
No,
like,
they are.
Yeah, and so it doesn't always work. Like, for example, okay, I have...
Yeah, you can't, you like, I think that's the hardest part about buying people's presets, right? Like, you really have to shoot, almost need a shooting guide to the preset. Yeah. You can't These
are so ugly, and they do not work for this image, and I don't want to look at them. Like, maybe if it was brighter it would be okay, but you know what I mean? Like, they're so specific, and it doesn't necessarily work.
We love looking at people's names for presets.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
what is that?
Presets were made for like a specific moment, and then you're trying to bring that moment into a different moment. It's like there's going to be some pushback with the image for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want me to just get into the editing process?
Yeah, go for it. And you can talk as much as you want, and if you don't want to talk, you just want to edit, Connor and I will fill the airwaves with nonsense.
I'll do my best. I'm really bad at multitasking, but I'll do my best.
You're fine.
I can tell you.
No worries. No stress level is 0 right now. Don't even sweat it.
So definitely the first thing that I would do is straighten it, because it is not straight. And I'm like, sometimes I'm really bad at getting the horizon straight, and this is one of those times. Especially like
it's off to an angle, right? Like, wait, you're not centered. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, but
yeah,
I wasn't sure.
It's like ever so slightly off center and ever so slightly like angled. So you can also use this fun guy here to straighten it. Depends on the shot. Usually I just go for it.
You pronounce that angel, right?
Yeah.
The angel tool.
So then
sorry, Connor.
Next. So just for context, this is a really quick edit I did earlier. I think I slapped a preset on it and then like changed some things. So like I don't necessarily love this edit or agree with it, but that is, something that's fairly typical for my editing style. And you can see Kelly in the corner there. It's not the best shot, but hello.
What up, Kelly? Thanks for joining us in the photograph. Connor got a selection to choose from. He picked this one specifically because you were in it.
I get a sense she was in here. I was like, this is the shot. This is the one.
I see she's responded in the chat there. So
yeah,
she's aware that I have. Sorry, Kelly. All right, so then next in my assessment of this image, I feel like it's a little bit too dark, but again, that's my style. Some people like to edit dark. I just feel like you can see like it's sharp, but I would like a little bit more light on Max's face. So then I would probably just bring that up a little bit, maybe not all the way.
Max, brighten your face, sir.
I tend to kind of start there and maybe bring up like the shadows and stuff just a little bit, and then I'll usually go for the curves, bring down this white. It's not that far though.
Just bring the whites all the way down, make them black. And
exactly, right? Like just, there we go. Perfect, beautiful.
Perfect.
Everything I've ever wanted in my life.
You just, every time somebody, thanks for following Pawn Tatoes. But every time somebody goes crazy in the curves later, I just have flashbacks to K Darks being on stream, because she just like, she was like a magician with curves. I was like, what are you doing?
Wow.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm not like any crazy expert or anything. I kind of just like play with stuff till it looks good. And keeping in mind like color theory as well, and like how if you adjust one thing, it's gonna affect something else, and you have to compensate. Anyway, so usually I'll bring up like the blacks like a tiny bit. I'm really boring in my edits. I'm so sorry, everyone. Like this is not.
Yo, dude, you're here. Don't even worry about it. There's no expect. Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah, so I'll start and just do like a basic curve adjustment, just to kind of like get it to a point that I'm happier with. And so you can see already like it's a lot brighter. That's the original. All I've done there is adjust the exposure and the curves, and the shadows a little bit. So you can kind of see like normally I would like a little bit more detail in there, but it's kind of black and contrasty anyway, so I can only do so much.
Now I have to ask you, messing with the tone curve right here, will you go into the separate color channels if you want to make a certain color pop a little bit more, add a little bit more contrast?
Yeah, so next I have my thing arranged like this, the hue, saturation, color. I've seen so many people arrange this panel so differently. I don't know how you guys arrange yours. Do you do it like this, or do you do it like the way that's like that?
I do it like that, whereas like, and most of the time I use like that eyedropper tool on the side and just kind of grab a color and be like, this is kind of what I'm feeling today.
Yeah.
Scrubber. I usually do the same one that Connor said he does.
Okay. Yeah, I like this layout the most, just because like, just the way it's broken down and just like to be
it's by color rather than by effect, right? This one's broken down on a color per color basis rather than a HSL.
it just makes more sense to me. And I feel like most of my friends, like I have a lot of photographer friends, will be like editing together and they'll have it the other way, or like I'll try and like do something and I'm like, why is it set up?
What's
like
your
this?
panel
But,
look like?
Yeah. Show your panels.
So I could go into the curves here if I wanted to. Obviously, you guys, I think, know how this works, but like you can make it super blue or whatever. I don't really want to do that though. Just personal preference. But sometimes I might like do like a really subtle like S curve or something like that. Just like you can see already, that's making the reds and stuff pop a little bit more, making it almost a bit more orange.
So the reds want to pop. I like the terms we use, that if somebody wasn't a photographer, they'd come in and be like, what? One of them is pop, slap something on there. There's other ones too, but I don't know. But Mark, I don't always, I'll know them as they come up, but.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a, well, that one's fine, but that's not like an editing term. Yo, when you edit this photo, don't be a dick.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Raise the blacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then like you can see obviously if like I bring the green up here, it's gonna kind of give it that effect. I tend to not do that, but like sometimes it, like I'm so subtle with everything. I don't tend to go ham, and if I do, it's so subtle.
So do you aim to be more photojournalistic in your approach, or do you sometimes when a moment calls for it, do you try to go like, hey, let's really try to create an atmosphere with these edits?
I think it's a bit of both, because I do like to kind of retain some of the original like colors or whatever of the shot, but I obviously would do things a lot more like contrasty and like punchy than someone who's like strictly a photojournalist would do.
Absolutely.
So in this case, yeah, I can make the purples a bit more like, or the pinks, I guess, a little bit more purple here if I wanted to. And maybe like warm it up a little bit, because obviously I'm dropping the blue, that's going to bring back the red and green.
Look at that healthy contrast. Love it.
Yeah, so I tend to check back and forth when I'm editing to make sure I haven't gone too far in terms of whatever. So like if you guys are, I don't know how, what everyone, not you guys, but like people in the chat, what your like Lightroom skill level is, but if you weren't aware, you can use the backslash button to like preview before and after on your photos.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I use that all the time because,
so nice.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, if you like duplicate the file, it goes back to the, what's it called? I forget the name of it. It goes back to the initial, like it won't go back to the original. It just goes back to the starting point. So like if you do, I forget what that's called. You have to, I forget what that's called. Yeah.
I did that earlier and I had to like switch it around because I made a virtual copy from the edit, and then when I was like refreshing it, it was just taking me back to the virtual copy. So, so yeah, again, for reference, this is the previous edit. Wow, that looks so different. And that was a previous edit I did, and then this is the one I'm working on now. So then I think in the other one I like flattened the like whites and stuff a bit more, but in this one I'm not going to. I might push the reds a bit more orange here. But the thing to be careful about when you're doing this drives me insane, is like when you push the colors and then you can see like a band of the other color. Like that's something.
Oh yeah, how it affects other stuff.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people miss that. And so then I might go back down to the pink, which I think is what is kind of affecting it there. And if I push this a little bit, that's making it a bit better. You can see that.
There's so many warm, nice colors in there. I love like. Yeah. It's so much to work with.
It is, yeah. You can probably barely see what I'm doing, to be honest, but.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so then.
I like all the warm tones. Like I know people hate on red lights, but it's not the red lights that people hate. It's the lack of a spotlight. And I don't know if people are aware, but like this guy is in a spotlight. That's why it looks like this. So you basically have your background colors with the haze and everything. Then the haze cuts, and he's in the area where there isn't as much haze and has a spotlight for his main light. So that's how you get this back flush area of lights you can see. Because with no haze, you don't see the lights. You know, it's you have to have something for it to bounce off of. So that's why this looks the way it looks. So once you get to like bigger shows, you get this awesome spotlight. That's like,
bam, bam. Now I see you're messing with the colors here. Do you ever go into camera calibrations and mess with the colors at all?
So, it's hard because this image is like pretty well exposed and lit to begin with, so it's hard to like kind of dive into that. But a lot of the time, if I'm shooting something with really like horrific lighting, I think that church's shot that you had showed earlier of mine. The lighting wasn't necessarily bad, but I did do a lot of like playing with the color calibration on that shot to make it a lot more red and like punchier. So then, yeah, so sometimes I'll just like dive into the calibration a bit, and I find it easier to make really big adjustments so you can see what something's going to do, and then kind of like dial it back from there. So I don't necessarily love what that green situation is going to do. That's making it really bright. We could like pump up the shadow color a little bit there. I don't know if you can see the before and after. No, not really. Okay. So then,
it's all about little adjustments. It's all about these micro steps to give the full picture.
So then actually let's go back up to the hue and saturation. You can see here, the pinks are a little bit more like faded in the edit that I've done. So I might even want to fade those a little bit more. Bring down the saturation on the purples and the pinks, just to kind of make the red the kind of like punchy, vibrant color in the shot. I'm still not loving that situation, so I might come back to that later because it's bugging me. But yeah, so then with this one, obviously if you drag this, it's gonna, I kind of like how that looks. Obviously making an extreme adjustment there, but either way you could go.
I like the wash. It's hard with color. It's so hard with shots like this where it has a spotlight because you could really change it to any color and the skin tones don't become unnatural looking.
Yeah, you can like go back and tweak them after, like you add like a little mask or something and it's like no big deal.
People love skin tones.
Now, speaking of skin tones, actually, Adam, that's a perfect point to make. Lindsey, how meticulous are you at bringing back skin tones? Like, we've all been there where there's like a blue show. You're not going to get the exact same skin tones, and people will go in like K-Dargs, the tone curve, just to try to make this perfect skin tone in a situation where it would never be like that. How meticulous are you at bringing those tones back? Or are you doing more of a situation where it's like, this was the vibe, I'll try to bring it so it's not all blue or all red, but something that's more like, okay, nice and even throughout the whole picture?
Yeah, so I think I always try, like my first step is always to be like, how can I adjust the skin tones? How can I either like bring them back to like where they should be, or how can I make this, sorry, I just got really close there. How can I make this, like, maybe not be the accurate skin color, but like still look good and not just like, okay, here's a blue spotlight or whatever. Yeah, especially like shooting typically in smaller venues and stuff like that, you're going to see more of that where it's really hard to like balance those skin tones. So skin tones are definitely my starting point. I take that into consideration, but then also like the lighting, how do I want the lighting to look? And sometimes you just want cool lighting. So
we had another talented guy on here. His name's Austin Arroyo, and a lot of the times he will only focus on 3 colors and kind of like subtract the rest. Are there colors that you tend to gravitate towards more, subtract some, or do you like playing with the whole spectrum of colors, get a whole rainbow in a shot?
Again, it depends on the shoot and like what the original colors of the image are, but I would say as a whole, I tend to lean a bit more to the warmer side of things. So I really like pinks and oranges and like reds and yellows and stuff like that. So I do tend to like lean a bit more that way. Even in, I guess, maybe like studio work and stuff like that, I tend to edit a bit warmer as opposed to like four-toned, just because I think, especially when skin tones and like people are involved, it's a bit more flattering because there's nothing, like you don't want to have an image of a person and then all of a sudden they look dead because the image is like too cold or pale or white or whatever. So I think like, especially in pictures of people, like having warm tones to me is the way that I kind of approach my work. So
it's your vibe and you rock it. So very understandable.
Yeah. Okay, so then I don't really want to do much here, but like that's almost bringing back the purple. That's making it a little bit warmer again. No, that's not a good look. All right, let's pull this down here. So that's kind of, can you see the effect there? I'm turning it off and on. You can see the oranges and the pinks have changed a bit.
I made it a little bit bigger too.
So let's just say this is at a point where I'm happy with it. I haven't made too many adjustments in the calibration, but it is a really helpful tool, especially when the lighting is not great. That is like the biggest and easiest way to like save a shot with bad lighting or just trying to fix skin tones. So then I think the only other major thing that I want to tackle there is that I really don't like how that, like maybe it's just me being particular, but I don't like how that.
You can be as particular as you want. It's your own photo.
Yeah, for sure. But some people might just be like, oh, whatever, and leave it. But I'm the kind of person that like, I will sit here and fix it until it looks good but then others like orange. So, you know, you kind of.
No, I was having the same thing when I was editing your shot. I saw that and I was like, I don't know, it's those little things just make it nice and smooth and out and just add to the photo. Nice, nice gradient. I'm afraid that the chat just locked and loaded to drag me after this.
Yeah, we're ready. People are being too nice to Connor, so afterwards we have to be mean to him just so he doesn't get carried away and leave us.
I have to be humbled, Lindsay. I have a big ego, so I just need to bring it down a little bit.
We also might be on the verge of what's considered an abusive relationship. Just judging by these cycles of bringing him up and pushing him down.
All right.
Sorry, Lindsay. Welcome.
It's okay. I'm just like, when do I jump in here?
Whenever you want.
I just don't want to interrupt. You know, you guys are having such important.
No, the thing is, the interrupting doesn't matter because it's not. We're together. We're doing it together. So you talk, we talk. Whatever.
Yeah.
And you're the most important too.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just trying to reset this here. It keeps defaulting to like the worst settings possible. Anyway, so something like this, just for my personal taste, I feel like Max from Arkells, like his skin is just maybe a tad on the warm side. Obviously we want the warmth in the rest of the image, but we don't necessarily want that all over his face. So I might just go for like a really subtle, like cool this down kind of situation. Maybe bring down the greens a little bit just to make sure it's not going too blue. I don't know if that's too far. Nope, that is definitely too far. We'll just reset that. Okay. I think that's probably good for that. I always double check and like turn things on and off, like I said before, just to make sure I haven't gone too far. That's really subtle. Like most people probably wouldn't even notice that, but it's one of those things where like it's gonna bug me, so I need to fix it.
No, dude, that's we like that. We're here for the details. Fix away.
We're all about the nitty gritty of it all.
Yeah, I mean, full disclaimer, like if I'm doing a big batch or like tour like batch edit, I might not get this particular with it. But if it's something that I'm like sharing on Instagram or my website, I'm obviously gonna.
We all kind of come into this knowing that like we're not editing with 5 minutes. We're editing like, hey, close to like what we'd want to do if it was for a portfolio or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Y'all aren't used to all this time to actually sit down and edit a photo.
Yeah.
While on tour.
Can you imagine if you put like this much attention to detail into every shot, like nothing would ever get delivered, or they would get like 5 photos a day.
Or you wouldn't sleep.
Yeah, I already don't sleep enough. Like I don't need to add this like layer of meticulousness to it.
Who needs sleep when you can just edit all night?
Actually, it's funny, the US tour that we did of this, that was like after the Canadian tour, the US tour that was smaller, I was shooting for both bands. So I was shooting with Dear Rouge, who I work with, and I was shooting for Arkells on that tour. And it was like,
that's a lot.
It was so bad. And like we were the Dear Rouge crew, we were like in a band as well. So obviously you don't have the luxury of just like sitting on a bus and editing all day. But every day, like there was an outlet in the band. So I'd have my laptop, I'd be sitting on the seat, I'd be like working
I can
on my
relate
edits,
to this.
trying to get,
I like that.
Yeah.
Now,
and like
sorry, go ahead, please.
I would usually try and get like the edits of the band that like brought me out or I was working with, like those would be priority, and then like
that makes
the other band would be second. But it's funny because like Arkells were headlining the tour, so I was like, I need to get this done ASAP. So there were so many nights where I was up so late, and then I would continue to edit in the van, but then I wouldn't have Wi-Fi, and I'd have to use like the mobile hotspot on my phone. I burned through so much data on the tour. So
they need to make a service plan just for tour photographers, just for those quick upload times.
Yes. Can I have no internet for most of the day, and then for 1 hour at night, can you give me all of the internet, just so I could go really fast, please?
Yeah.
Now, you were saying you shoot video as well. Do you do both at the same time during a show? Do you pick and choose, like, I'm going to do video tonight, I'm going to do photos tonight? Like, what's your process there?
I think on a tour, okay, by the way, in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm being really incredibly meticulous about getting rid of stupid little dots of lights in the corner here. But anyway, in terms of doing photo and video, I'll usually do both throughout the set. But I know that, like, if a specific moment or something is going to happen, one night I might capture it on photo, one night I might do video kind of thing. So I kind of pre-plan a little bit because like realistically, the band's going to be playing a pretty similar set every night, and they have moments where they do a specific thing, where they might like, the singer might like, have a moment with the bass player or like whatever, and you just like know in the set where that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, you should know. Like, it's part of your job to kind of figure that out, I think, when you're on tour.
It's kind of one reason why they hire you, but
yeah.
No big deal.
I feel like the first show of a tour is always just like trying to figure out, what their plan is, like with their stage presence and stuff like that, and then you can kind of figure it out from there. But yeah, I'll usually flip back and forth between both, which is not the most practical. It's actually extremely annoying, but it all works out in the end. It's just that like video and photo need such different settings, so constantly having to like go back and forth and check the settings is like a little bit difficult. So sometimes if you're just like shooting on the fly and you want to capture something that's like pretty specific, you sometimes just don't have a chance to change it. So maybe I'm like shooting at like video at the wrong like shutter speed or something like that.
Connor, oh wait, sorry. I was just Connor, jump on that Barker question if you want, and Lindsey, keep talking.
Okay. All right. So this is from one of our mods in chat, and he says, "What's the hardest part about balancing photo and video? I feel like I take some shots where I think, man, I wish I had a video of that moment, and this likewise for video."
Yeah, I find that too. Even when I do my best to plan and be like, I'm gonna capture this on a specific night, you don't always get that opportunity if you're just shooting a one-off show, right? And if you're not familiar with the band, you kind of just have to like do your best to kind of guess. And like ultimately, if you really wanted to, you could shoot video and you could pull a still from that video, depending on like what kind of quality your video is shot at. Like that's a possibility as well. But I think it also depends on the client, if you're shooting for someone, what their priority is. Because if they're like, oh, we want to make like this highlight reel and do this thing and showcase this, then obviously you might focus a bit more on the video side of things. Whereas like if they're like, no, we really want to make sure that we have this like gallery for Instagram or whatever, then you might focus a bit more on the photo side of things. So I think it's kind of about knowing like what your client wants too.
Absolutely.
And like, I would say that for me, if I get a few like really good shots, then I might start to prioritize video more, because I think it's sometimes harder to capture like the perfect moment that's going to translate to video as opposed to photo. Because with video, sometimes you need like a lead up or like a build up in the clip into like some crazy thing, right? So you have to like take that into consideration. Whereas like with photos, you're just freezing a frame. So yeah.
Now, do you feel like today, because there's so many artists who are wanting content that's both video and photo, and you have Adam who primarily just does photo, and you have some people who just do video. Do you feel like if you want to get a gig today, you need to be able to do both, or can you be a specialist in just photo or video?
I think it's helpful to do both. I don't think it's 100% necessary, but it will open you up to a greater amount of opportunities. Or I do not like that. It will open you up to more opportunities if you do both, because you're more versatile and like you bring more to the table. I don't think it's necessarily always a good thing to have people spread thin between both, but at the same time, I get it, because it's all about like what's making the most cost-effective option when you're like adding an extra person to that tour, and you now have to pay for their meals and their flights and like their travel and all that stuff. So I think being able to do it is an asset.
It's better to be a Swiss Army knife, essentially, rather than being a one-man like trick parade kind of deal, right? Right on then.
One trick pony. Is that a saying still?
As I butchered it, I think you phrased it a lot better than me.
You kind of like Steve Carell from The Office. I'm saying sometimes, and I think it's so funny. You like get them half right, but they still work, because I know what you mean. Oh, how the turntables.
I see a question on there that says, when you're on tour, do you do more than just photo and video, like merch or anything like that? It depends on the tour. I think if you're working with smaller bands or on a smaller tour, it's also valuable to do like merch as well. But you obviously have to kind of just like ditch the merch table for when the band that you're playing with or working with is on. So then obviously making friends with other merch people to make sure they can just like keep an eye on your table and nobody's stealing anything is important. The tour that I did with Eurovision Arkells last year, I was doing merch as well, but I didn't have to do it the whole time because the band would be there sometimes. It was mostly just like after the show, just, keeping everything flowing. But again,
Yeah,
it's a super helpful skill to have, especially when you're just first getting into the industry. So
yeah, but as you get like more into it, you would say it's probably better to specialize, because then you know, as the tours get bigger on every level, there becomes somebody for each job. So for example, even on like an arena level, relative to maybe a large theater level, you have somebody who's just there to take care of payroll. You have somebody who's just there for security. Like, it just gets bigger and bigger. So it happens for people too.
Yeah. Some of the other tours that we did last year when I was with Euros, because like I said, they were kind of the band that I toured with most. We obviously had a tour manager for all the tours, but depending on the tour, our crew would grow or shrink. So for like the summer dates where we were flying every summer, it was like the 4 band members plus me plus the tour manager. Whereas if we were when we did like a bus tour in the fall, we also had like a merch person and a lighting guy and stuff like that. So it totally depends on the size of the tour and the size of the band. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, what's the progress here? Do we remove every sensor dust? I'm just kidding. I know it's not sensor dust.
It's not sensor dust. Thank you very much. It's,
you know you can do this before you take the picture, right, Lindsay? God.
I like actually pouring sand into my sensor if they have more grain in it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
We'll let Connor have a microphone. Oh my God.
I will say, like, speaking of sensor dust, mirrorless are so much worse than
right?
DSLRs. Like,
they get so much scent dust in it.
Yeah, you pretty much have to have like a swab to clean it on you. I was always scared to do it, but then I got my Sony and I was like, well, I have to.
You touch the sensor?
Yeah, do you not have the swabs, the cleaning swabs?
No, I just have the air blower.
Okay, so I use the air blower first, but there's been a few times where I've literally had like stuff stuck on the sensor, and at that point there's no choice but to use like one of the sensor swabs with the liquid to like get it off. And I really try and avoid doing it, but sometimes it is necessary.
Look at chat. Can you see it? Lindsay?
Off on sensor dust.
Everybody's cleaning their sensor.
Yeah.
Here, Adam, hold down the floor for me. I'll be right back.
All right, bye, Connor.
I feel like I have maybe done pretty much everything I would want to do with this.
Somebody in the background of Connor is getting away. Yeah, no, this looks great. Could we see before and after?
Yeah, for sure. I was just gonna say the only thing that I might do if I was feeling like really extra not lazy and I wanted to bring it into Photoshop is I might get rid of that situation up there.
That's the most sensor cleans ever. Yeah, sorry, keep going. I was just looking at chat.
Okay. If you use content aware fill or something like that, that should get rid of that pretty quickly. Or you can like phone it out or something like that. So if I was like gonna bring this into Photoshop, which I'm not gonna do it now, I would probably get rid of that. But apart from that, I think I'm pretty happy with it.
Wow, that looks sick.
Yeah, and I'll show you the before. So that was it was slightly tilted, so just pretend it's also tilted before. Yeah, so I guess just like making it brighter and playing up the colors. The original is a bit more like red and kind of like a magenta-y purple color, whereas this is a bit more like leaning orange with some kind of like pinky purple situation going on.
Thanks for not cropping Kelly out either.
This was the edit that I did earlier, so you can see like completely different.
You got kind of close, honestly.
Similar colors, but like the actual edit was like different. It's a lot flatter and like whatever. Whereas like, see, like this is the edit that I do when I'm lazy and I'm just trying to like get a set done.
It's not laziness. You have to adjust what you're doing for your product.
Yes. So if I was just like throwing a preset on, making some minor adjustments, I might get something like that, maybe a little different, but like that's like somewhat standard for my edits. Whereas like if I spend the time on something, it's probably gonna look more like this, be a little bit brighter, be a little bit cleaner. One thing that I didn't do is I actually didn't even sharpen the image. It's pretty sharp to begin with, but
that's a default sharpening applied.
Yeah, I usually like bring that down because I think that's bad, and then bring up the detail, masking a bit, and then this shot is not super noisy, but if you increase this a little bit, maybe it's like 10, 15, I usually max out at that for like a really grainy shot. And then I always bring up the color here. It's not going to be obvious in the shot, but when you have really grainy images, you can kind of tell. You can see there's like color noise there. And if you turn on that color slider,
it's hard to tell, especially in the quality
it's hard to tell
that we
on
see,
there.
But
yeah, for sure.
We trust you.
Yeah, but that makes a huge difference in the color noise in your image, because it's going to reduce it and make it look a lot better and a lot more uniform, as opposed to like here are some random swatches of blue and red and green. So that's my process.
That's great. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Round of
Yeah.
applause. Round of applause. Without clapping too loud.
Brilliant.
I'm so sorry if I talk too much or if this has gone on too long.
Dude, you're literally on a talking Twitch channel. Like, that is what we're supposed to do here. It's not
I'd be
possible
nervous
to
if
do
you
it.
weren't talking at all.
Yeah. Hello? Are you there?
Hello?
What was I gonna say? Was Connor, do you want to share the? We're gonna go over everybody else's edits now, Lindsay, and kind of look at what people did. Connor, you want to share your screen?
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me get that up.
Yeah, I'll stop my share.
Yeah, either way it works. And we're big, and we're small.
Let me get in here.
Thanks, Wolf Mistress. What a name.
You have a lot of tabs open with my name on them.
All right. So.
Yeah, one of them just Lindsay. Everything you need. One of them is Lindsay. Everything you know about Lindsay. Yeah, no, because basically we have it on Twitter and Instagram and Discord, and Connor pulled it ahead of time.
For sure. I'm just joking,
so we'll yes. So we got Odin right there. Lindsay, if there's anything that stood out to you that you were like, wow, I really like that, or this one, talk about it, and we'll pull it up and we can talk about it. That's a cool triptych.
Yeah, this one is definitely one of the more unique ones because the person that edited it really like cropped in everything and that kind of
this
made
is
like
Nathan.
max the focus. It's like okay.
Nathan.
I'm really bad with names, so I'm so sorry.
No, it doesn't say their name. I just know his name. That's all. You're good.
But yeah, I do kind of like how there's like this progression of like you've got like a little bit wider and a little bit closer, and then like foot shot. So I think that's kind of cool. It's not something I would normally do with my own editing, but it's something that's fun to do when like you're playing with an image like this.
We're gonna ignore this guy right here.
Is that yours?
Yeah, no, we're not gonna look at those. No need. Gillian.
Oh, okay. Those ones are really cool. I like that. The first image. Like I was saying earlier, like with the shot, you can play with the colors so much, and so this one obviously went a bit more desaturated and like a bit more like blues and reds, green or whatever.
They got artsy with it. Good job, Jillian.
Yeah.
Always
that one and I've seen a lot of people crop this image, and it still works as a crop, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's hard. It's so hard to crop an image with so much going on because you're like, wait, what about all the other things?
I know.
All right, let's get this animated one from Mr. Nate Hill, who's always doing something.
Yeah. I think that's really fun. How like the disco light has kind of been emphasized. I think like obviously if it's something that you're going to spend even more time on, like doing even more of them would be like so cool and really just like emphasize that.
Yeah, it's cool. Like Odin was saying, or Nathan was saying, like it's not something he'd do normally either. But that's the cool part about this editing thing is people get to kind of go outside their comfort zone. Eva's here every week, and Eva's getting creative this time.
Yeah,
that just looks like art almost.
Yeah, it looks more of like a poster or something, like not like a Warhol, but you know what I mean when you kind of like make it a lot more contrasty and then just have like one or two colors or whatever. So it looks kind of more like an art piece.
This would be great on like a band tee or something like that.
Yeah,
just have
totally.
Graphic
it's made into 2 or 3 colors, which is key. So that's perfect.
Yeah, that would work perfectly for that.
Brooke, what are you doing?
Just like fully in space there. That's kind of awesome, actually.
How many did you make this week? Brooke is someone who has been with us from the beginning, and
they Brooke is like MVP.
So many. Great stuff, like always, Brooke.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Wolf Mistress. Just real fast, if you're in chat and you're new, basically we have a raw photo that we can all edit all week, and then we have the photographer on at the end of the week, and we do it every week, and you're welcome to grab the photo and edit it, and this is what you got. And
there's Jeremy with his even on vacation, always able to pump out a great edit.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Yeah, again, blues and greens. I'm super into that. That's definitely like a trendy thing as well in terms of color grading is having that like blue and green contrast. You see it a lot in video and stuff like that. So that's cool.
Yeah, the big teal and orange thing that's going on.
Yeah, teal and orange. Yeah, that's the words I was looking for. I just said the wrong colors. You know what I mean? Though teal and orange. That was.
I get what you're throwing down. No worries.
Yeah.
Now this one right here, this one was trippy with the circle.
Yeah, that's like really cool how like the disco.
It looks like a laser jump rope, long exposure.
We want to jump over to the Instagram, Adam.
And then this one is Kelly who is in the shot. No, go up.
Oh,
this one, yeah. So Kelly was in the shot in the corner. Yeah, I think you can still see her face in the corner there. She kept herself in the shot, but yeah.
That'd be funny. What if her edit was just her? Like she just made it of her.
Just like-
I look great. That'd be super funny.
Oh no, Meg came in with this
Whoa,
one.
okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's really cool. I could totally see that being merch or something too. If you had like a white shirt or even like a tote bag or something.
I give
that
it
would
like-
make like a sick. That'd be so sick.
I give it like
Just so
4
cool.
months before an artist sees one of these edits and just buys the design for merch.
Yeah, right.
Come to our thread. You'll find some crazy talent. And again, with some of these, with like this paper
Yeah, just some
collage
graphics.
feel.
Yeah, like I think somebody in the comments of that one too said it could be like kind of like a poster type thing too. Like it looks really cool with that kind of crinkle effect. So.
Like
Ooh, that's cool. It's like a
old,
split.
old and new.
Yeah, good job, man. Meg.
Great job.
Gary, I don't. If Gary ever comes to chat, I don't know if they ever do, but their stuff is always just absolutely crazy, and I love that they call it a remix.
Yeah. I mean,
It is a very much of a remix.
I kind of love that. I think like if you're doing something that's that extreme with a shot, like calling it a remix is a good way to go. Because yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is
Ooh.
great. Yeah, Connor, if you want to jump over to Instagram, I know it's
Yeah,
something
mate.
the same,
Sounds
but
good.
Let me just trying challenge if I can spell words.
788 posts. Let's go.
I don't know how many. I don't know if there's any of my image on there.
Scroll down. Yeah, scroll down.
Oh, I guess it's on the top post. Oh, there's a couple.
Most recent. Okay.
Yeah,
There we go.
we have to check them out.
Let's go.
Let's look at the black and white one. I don't know if you see the black and white one. Oh, Christian. What
Oh,
up?
that's cool.
Christian's always in chat
Hey,
too.
Christian. Christian always makes some really killer black and white.
Oh, look, they
edits.
labeled them. They
Yeah,
made a
get
bunch of
teal and
different
orange
ones.
again.
Yeah.
Well, now we have the.
Yeah. I
Color
love
3. Monochrome next. Oh, cool. That
Ooh.
looks cool, actually.
that.
Street
Street
color.
color.
I think
Ooh.
that was pretty cool, and I like the first black and white one as well.
Yeah.
What's concert 5? I need to know.
These-
The gift that
These are
keeps on
killer.
giving.
Oh, and he
Oh,
gives
made a
a-
video. Now that's cool.
Ooh.
Oh, used like
Wow,
layers.
even
That's pretty sick.
crazier. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy edit there. I'm like so boring
love
with my edits, so.
Christian, Another.
Ooh. Cool. Okay, yeah. So the first one.
And of course, I know we show Instagram and Twitter, but if you guys ever want help or anything, you can always check us out on Discord. People are on there
I think
helping.
I think I'm wearing almost the exact same outfit as in the photo.
Yes.
Posted there.
Oh,
I have like, I think this
yo.
one's the yellow version of that. I have a black version and a yellow version. Oh, no.
That is
That's
cool.
I'm an outfit repeater. My bad.
I'm wearing the exact same version of what you're wearing in the photo too. Oh,
cool.
shit.
Guys, I did not. I missed the Stripe memo. What the heck? Come on.
Yeah, dude.
I
You're
thought it was like
out
also.
of the loop.
It was also
Yeah.
shot at my studio, so it's just like full inception there. So it was
Wow.
cool.
I love this one with the flowers. I mean, this one just takes in, turns it on its head, and makes something really cool out of it. My goodness. Yeah. How do you see this? And I don't know, man.
It looks like
I don't know.
popcorn flowers. Flowers with popcorn.
Do we want to check out Discord, Adam?
I would just say, yeah, if you have it up, cool. If not, no worries. If you want to throw it, yeah, go.
Yeah, I have
go
it.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you use Discord at all, Lindsay, or do you know what it is?
I know what it is. I don't really use it. I did
It's
like
mostly
log
for
in.
games and like
Yeah,
other
I
stuff.
did kind of like creep this to kind of like see some of the edits because I was curious what people were doing, but it's
Yes.
not something that I use. So yeah.
Yeah. How do you guys like Discord and chat? Like, how many of you guys use it? Just a show of hands. And I hope that if you don't use it, check it out because it's really good feedback and it's not as public and it's a good crew. Yes.
It reminds me of Slack,
Yes.
which I use for like a lot of my work stuff.
Yes,
I
it's
don't know
like
if you guys
Slack.
use Slack.
Yeah, same
It
stuff.
reminds me of that, but like more of like a public forum / like whatever kind of
Correct.
situation. So
Yeah, Slack's like the more, I would say, professional
Yeah.
version of Discord for sure.
yeah, like
Awesome.
when you're working with the team or a business or whatever.
Connor, you got Discord or is it not? It's not showing
Yeah,
on that.
This is on Discord.
No, we're
Oh
on
no,
Instagram.
didn't I? Oh, because I didn't pull. Oh no, I didn't pull it up because it's not screen shared the same.
Okay, you can
Oh, no.
unshare and then share again, bro.
Oh, bro.
We're doing it
We're doing
live.
stream session. We're doing it live. It's okay.
I'm glad to hear you guys like the Discord. That's great. All right,
There
now
we
we
go.
got it.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my God, there's so many.
That one's cool.
This one right here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
And Maddie's always in here, always doing a fabulous job.
Maddie Heckin' Smokes. What's Maddie Heckin' Smokes mean? Am I out of the loop? This is just a name.
Okay, Boomer.
Am I missing? What am I missing? Teach me. What is it? Is it anything or no?
Dude, he just heckin' smokes.
Oh, like he heck. Okay, I get it. I don't know, dude. I'm just trying to get on. Corn.
Come on, Adam. Get
That
with
one,
it.
that one's like full purple though. That's
My
cool.
2 first submissions. Well, welcome if this is your first time doing
That's
it.
a crazy crop. I like the amount of headspace you got up here.
Yeah,
This one can definitely have like an Arkell on top. Love it.
Captain Milzani relax. Yeah, what Christian said.
I'm only splitting a lot, guys.
That's cool. Actually, Connor, I like what you did with the colored one. I mean, like
Connor, show your edit, dude. You're allowed.
Yeah, I like it.
I feel weird. I gotta stay humble with it. I don't want to show mine. There's so many other creative people I have to give responsibility.
Well, I'd screen share if I wasn't hosting, and it's fine, bro.
Well, what was your when you saw the shot? What were you like? I need to do this to it. Like what?
Well, the first thing I saw this, and because you shot it horizontal, I love a more like cinematic crop. So I did it like a 16:9, and that little spotlight right there. I don't know. It just was too distracting from our main subject right here. So Spot removed it, but I don't know. Like I had such a same issue. Like I had troubles like getting this to be more evened out. So I preferred this action in black and white. This felt like it felt more like. Thank you. Much appreciation from the shooter. But I know it felt like one of those classic moments where I would open up like an old black and white book and this would be there. So it felt more to me like a black and white moment. But like there's so much rich colors in it. I definitely see why you'd want to keep it in this. It's just how my brain would work.
For sure.
Yeah, but
well, yeah. Thank you everybody for submitting and hanging out in the Discord. I hope the Discord is running smoothly. We're working with Parker here to add some more rules and set it up nicer. So Parker, if you guys have any questions or suggestions, you can always hit up anybody that's on staff, but mostly Parker is handling the Discord. He's a good
everyone did
a hit that video. Hit that.
This one. That's so I've seen people do this a lot. It works really well with the shot. I love this.
Wow.
I love the parallax effect. Which in After Effects. And I love that this person added like the kind of street going around the background as well. I thought that was really cool. And it's like do you see the street going around? Yeah. And like that's something that I might not have thought about if I was creating a parallax image of this, because I have created parallax images before. I just don't do it super often because it's time consuming. But that's really cool and that's a really good detail, and I really like that.
Oh, we got Kelly Rip in Discord too. Yes, Eva. We saw Eva's earlier. Somebody put the shower shoes emote on it. Is that you, Connor?
I wasn't. I put your face emote a lot, so that's usually my trademark. Okay, well, that looks like you did a great job, everyone. I mean,
thank you, everybody, for submitting.
Everyone's in. Thank you. Y'all did a fabulous job. I'm gonna stop screen sharing. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was chill. Thank you, Lindsey, for releasing it. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Although I know we talked a lot and might have answered most of them, but if anything comes to mind, Connor, do you have a question? I know you're good at this stuff.
Yeah, give me like 2 seconds to think. But my first one would be, I guess, being a guy who has not been on tour yet, but just being around a lot of people. It's hard to make that first jump to being on tour, and most of it's through networking. In your eyes, what would be one big like hint or tip for someone who's aspiring to go on tour to get to that next step?
I think firstly, like I kind of said before, like working within your local network of artists around you is really important. And I think whether or not you're getting paid for it, offering to shoot a show and do like behind the scenes and like other content and stuff like that with an artist that's like more accessible to you in terms of like they're in your city, I think that's like a really good way to start, because then you have those like behind the scenes or whatever shots you can use for your portfolio. So then down the road, if you are trying to go on tour and you're trying to pitch a tour as opposed to like networking and finding work that way, you can be like, hey, I have done this before. This is kind of what I got from that. Like, this is why I'm an asset to your team. I can do this cool stuff.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think as much as I don't want to like recommend working for free, I think sometimes it is really important just to get your foot in the door when you're starting out.
And honestly, the amount of money you make when you're starting is sometimes negligible relative to the experience and stuff. Like, like I would think of it as like going to college in an extent. Like, I know people are like, you don't work for free, value your time. And I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think you can value your time and work for free, because in the end, like some of this stuff is things you would have to pay for, or you wouldn't have any way to learn. And you kind of got to put yourself through the ringer and learn it all.
Yeah, and actually a perfect example of that is like when I first started shooting for Arkells, I wasn't getting paid, and that has spiraled into pretty much everything that I've done, right? So just sometimes just taking that jump or that leap and like offering to do something or getting an opportunity that may not be paid, you have to like weigh if it's worth your time. But if it is, like pursue it whether or not it's paid, because it could lead to so much other work down the road. Like ask yourself like, what am I going to get out of this, and how can I use this to like build? So
it's not necessarily working for free, but it's kind of like paying your dues almost. Like you don't just hop in and be like, oh, I can be, Dead Mouses or Chainsmokers or Life's main photographer. You have to kind of put your dues in and like show them like, hey, I am worth being in that position.
There's a lot of stuff in that industry that is like not your photography and arguably more important. So just because you're a photographer and you're doing the job doesn't mean you get paid, because there's so many other things you have to do that you might not be able to. That's great to hear that. Good points.
I think I have one more if you want.
Let's do it, Connor.
So this has been one that's been rolling around my head for a lot of like artists we had on. Don't give me that.
Rolling around my head. Just picture Colin being like, whoa.
Gotta have the hair flip. You know how it is.
No, I don't.
You used to.
Yeah, continue.
But how there's so much value you can provide, I'm sure, that not a lot of people know. Is there like little things that you would suggest that, like, whether it be getting coffee for someone or being a good hang, like, is there an added benefit you can give someone on tour, like selling merch, doing special like boomerangs on Instagram? Do you have any insight on that?
I think like just being willing.
I love how he always throws the coffee thing in. Sorry, Lindsey.
I'm caffeinated.
Just in terms of like touring or working with artists, like being able to take on any role, whether or not it's the role you're assigned to, is super important. Like a lot of the bands that I tour with, I also do social media for and stuff like that, because they just like can't be bothered. So being able to be like, oh yeah, I could do this for you, whatever, like that also kind of creates value in what you're doing. And so just or like you said, like just being a fun person to be around and not like just going with the flow. Like don't make it about you. Just be like, okay, I'm fine with whatever's happening and just go along with it. I think that's like super valuable. And
go with the flow.
Yeah. That's like probably my number one tip. Like if you do find yourself in a situation where you're touring or whatever, just like go with the flow. But also if you have a cool idea, don't be afraid to like be like, oh, we should do this. Like sometimes if you're in a cool spot, you might be like, okay, this would be perfect for portraits, and just finding like a quick second to like grab the artist you're working with or whatever and being like, hey, let's just like head over here for a second. Obviously they have to have the time to do it, so like pay attention to like what's going on. But I think that just kind of creates extra value for yourself as well, going above and beyond just being like, oh, I'm shooting the show and I'm shooting behind the scenes, like actually seeking out opportunities for yourself and to make them look cooler. So
absolutely, thank you. Anything else, Adam?
That's pretty much all I got. I mean, thank you so much, Lindsey, for coming on. That was very nice of you. And donating your raw to everybody. And if you ever want to come and hang and edit and hang out and chat, you're more than welcome. We do this every week. It's a good community. So if you're feeling like hanging with Kelly on here.
Well,
thank you so much.
Anytime you want me back, just, let me know. I'm here.
All right,
I'm ready to
deal. Connor will be in touch. Well, thank you. I think we're going to keep streaming, but you are, I'm not kicking you out, but you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But thank you so much for everything. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. And thank you everyone that submitted photos and edits and stuff like that. It was really awesome, like being able to go through all of them during the week. And there were so many creative ones, and just the ones that like were more like merch centric or like After Effects ones. Like those are like extra fun. So more of that.
Hell yeah. I like it. Thanks for sending all the good vibes to all of our peeps.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. I guess I can leave now. Goodbye.
You can leave now. Have a good night. Thank you. Enjoy Vancouver. Peace.
Yeah.
We'll see you in real life. Yo, Connor, good job, bro. Yep. We're still on stream, obviously. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging.
We're rolling.
I know. Connor, do we have next week's Raw ready? Or no?
Maybe. Can I have a second to check?
Yeah, go for it. We got no rush. If you guys want, we'll release it. I'm gonna look and see if there's any channels that we should raid. Any channels you guys see that are up that we should raid? Just to make somebody's day.
Magic ones?
What's it? Any what?
Any magic ones?
Magic
right
or like I'm gonna check if there's photography one. My stuff goes so slow when I'm streaming, but if anybody sees like a good photography one and wants to link it.
Yep, we have it, Adam. He finished the intake.
Okay, sweet. Well, Connor's gonna put it up soon, but what is it? Which one is it? Is it the?
It's the
Juice WRLD?
Should I say the artist's name?
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, it's a Juice WRLD one.
All right, let's see it. What's Josh from Issues doing, Cornflake?
Here, I have to download because there's no preview on Dropbox.
No, it's all good.
Okay. Ooh. You guys are gonna like this one. We have a very.
And what's the photographer name?
His name is, I'm gonna butcher his last name, is Armen Eshian.
Yeah, he's got some cool photographs of like a lot of rappers and more like hip hop centric stuff. Okay. And it was hard to pick just one image, honestly. The dude had so many good images that he submitted it.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna share my screen, okay?
Drum stream. Alright, what's his what's his Twitch? So we can go. I do like Josh. I'm talking to me in chat.
Okay.
And Shot by Bush is live doing some editing. What are they editing, Cornish? Oh yeah, that's sick. Yeah, so we'll have this up probably tonight or tomorrow, Connor.
Yeah.
And then we're back to schedule on Sunday next week. So this one's good. You can get pretty creative with this one. There's a lot of room for it. I like this one. Yeah. A bridge shot.
Be there or be a triangle, guys.
Be there or be a triangle. Oh, how the turntables. Okay.
I'm excited for this one. This one will be a lot of fun. And R.I.P. Juice WRLD.
Yes. R.I.P. Juice WRLD. Too young. I don't really care how people died. I just get sad when they're younger. When I say I don't care, I mean it doesn't matter to me if it was something of their own, choice or whatnot. I just feel sad that they've left us too young.
Yeah, and especially someone who's so talented and there's unlimited potential. So very sad, but you know what? With that though, we have a sick picture for everyone to edit. I'm excited to see it all.
Yeah, it's gonna be up soon as Connor, and we'll get the past edits up. I know I'm gonna be behind on that, but you're all good. We're finishing up Canadian. We could go to Danny Warstop, who subscribed to me for some reason, but that'd be fun. I haven't talked to him in forever. Let's go say what's up. Is he being appropriate? That's all that matters. Maybe not. Let's go to his channel and say what's up to him. So we're gonna raid him. Thank you everybody for coming. Connor, I'm gonna stop the stream, and we'll be on here. But let me raid this real fast.
Everyone, thank you for coming tonight. Really appreciate it. I did not see enough draggy of me.
Next time.
Next time. Better see y'all there. And I'll work on my Steve voice next time.
All right, I am raiding. I am stopping the stream.